Hey, Jim Wanna here with a very simple tip that primarily it's something I think about when I'm smallmouth fishing, but it applies for largemouth too. And that is always drop your bait back down to the fish after they come unhooked. Now, this is more of a tube jig, drop shot, football jig kind of a situation. So what happens is, and this happens a lot, especially on the Great Lakes smallmouths for whatever reason, whether it's Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, St. Lawrence River, where I was just at. You hook a fish, you literally reel them like halfway to the boat sometimes or more, and it comes unhooked. And then what you do is, instead of just continue to reel in and cast back, what you want to do is just, as soon as that fish comes unhooked, you want to just hit free spool and drop your bait to the bottom. And I literally 80% of the time you will rehook with a fish. Now, I don't know what fish you're rehooking with. It could be the same fish, or it could be a new fish altogether. And don't discount that it's the same fish, because I actually, one time I was fishing a tube jig in Lake Erie in some shallow water, and I literally reeled this 3.5, I made a long cast and I reeled this 3.5 pounder like 2/3 of the way to the boat. I mean, I fought him, he's jumping, I mean, it was like a regular fight, and it was shallow water. So, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the tube jig came out of the fish's mouth, and because the rod was loaded, it kind of sprung towards me, maybe about six or 7 feet. That's how far it sprung, towards the boat from the fish. Well, then I immediately saw that black-colored, mean smallmouth. Immediately saw him just dart as fast as he could and pick that tube jig back up off the bottom, and the fight was on again. And the second time around, I actually got him in the boat. But so until I actually saw that happen, I wasn't certain whether or not it was the same fish or a different fish. So sometimes it is the same fish, but I do believe a lot of times it can be a different fish altogether, because that's just the nature of smallmouths. A lot of times when you hook a smallmouth, other smallmouth bass in that immediate vicinity will take chase to the hooked fish. So if you do have a bait pop out of a hooked fish, it's very, very possible that one of these following fish can also be grabbing the bait. So either way, regardless of whatever fish it is, always drop that bait right back to them. Do not, sometimes you have this urge to just wind in fast and cast back there, but that is the wrong thing to do. And this, as far as largemouths go, it's something you want to do with largemouths, but it's not nearly as common with largemouths. But definitely smallmouths, and for sure Great Lakes smallmouth bass, it is a surefire way to get more fish, really. And get those fish that get away, dang it. All right, that's it for today. Over.